Hello, BookTube, and welcome to Friday Reads. This is July 1st, and yeah, another slow week for me. Seemed to wasted a lot of time. Well, not wasted. I was thinking. Yeah, let's put it that way. I was thinking. I read. I read the fifth Robots and Aliens novel. There's video up of that. And then I read the last three Clifford Simak westerns. And to switch a gear, I was going to read Warlock and have that done, book to film, but I decided on a different thing. And that was read some dime novels from the 19th century. Western dime novels. But not only just Western dime novels, robot Western dime novels. And not just any robot Western dime novels. Steam Man of the of the Prairies. And I read the first one by Edward Ellis, Steam Man of the Prairie, or it's also called The Huge Hunter. And that was published in 1868. And that was enjoyable. It was interesting, let's put it that way. And then I read sort of its successor, or the second successor from that. And that was Frank Reed Jr. And that was Frank Reed Jr. and his new Steam Man, or A Young Inventor's Trip to the Far West, by Louis Senarens. Wasn't as good as the other one. Well, they're not both. Neither one is actually good. But it was enjoyable. And I want to read more of these. And I hope I will. Also, too, I've pretty well finished up the sixth book for of the Robots and Aliens. I'll post the video tomorrow, so I do apologize to everybody who was expecting it yesterday on Thursday. I'd been thinking of something else to do video-wise, and I put together a 10 essential classic science fiction reference works, and that went up yesterday. And I am working on another one, which fingers crossed it will be up on Tuesday. Because now I won't be. I'll show the Future History Project books that we're reading, but they're single books every week. So I will only be putting up one video, most likely Thursday. So Tuesday is open. No, actually Monday. Sorry, Monday is open. Yeah, so Monday. So it's either going to be Monday or Tuesday. Monday is usually when I put the first Future History Project video up. So possibly Monday. I'll see. And that's going to be on. I've decided this one is going to be on sort of 10 essential anthologies, classic science fiction anthologies, for the most part. But the essential part is sort of in quotation marks because it's sort of my personal favorites, plus sort of runners up and a little bit of a listing of other things that are out there when there's so many. So yeah, so that will be done. I also want to continue with your daily SF magazine, science fiction magazine. I'm going to revamp that slightly. It might be a bit longer, like another minute or two. I don't want to make it too long, but each one, because I want to start putting in a little more history of the magazine, maybe on a chronological basis. But I'll be alternating different magazines, like I have done. And so this time there'll be interesting covers, but sometimes there won't be as such great covers as previously, but it'll be because of the edition or the stories that are in it, for the reason of my choice for it. And I've got to start recording some of those because tonight is the last one that I had pre-recorded 2 weeks ago. Boy, I can't believe that the 2 weeks has gone that quickly. But yeah, so I'm hoping tomorrow I'll get a bunch of those recorded at some point in the afternoon for the evening, or at least get a few of them, get ahead a little bit with those. So yeah, and continue reading. I had planned yesterday and today to be reading Don Quixote, but nah. As I said, I was thinking about what to do for other videos. Like I was thinking, well, the how-to video sort of worked out for the dust jacket protectors, but there's not much more I can do with that. I've been asked about a few things, but I don't have anything to do for that. So I think that sort of is about the limit that I can do at this point. But there's other things like these aren't how-to, but they're sort of the essential guide, I think, to certain things. And I'll do science fiction for a little bit, but let me know down in the comments. I sort of mentioned it a little bit in the at the end of the video, but just to talk a little more about it. Like I could do that with sort of film, with silent film. I could do it with sort of 10 essential silent films, 10 essential maybe 1930s films. Those are a little bit because there's things that are essential films that I think are, but I don't have copies of them, and well, they're not even readily available. So maybe what I'll do is I'll use the word again, essential, but sort of maybe my favorites and based on my collection, and talk a little bit about each film and why I think it fits in there. If that's something you'd like to see, then by all means, let me know in the comments. I can do it for silent film. I can do sort of silent film books too. Give an essential overview of silent film, I suppose, or European silent film and then American silent film. I don't know what would be something that you would like to see along those lines. And I could do it with classical as well. I'm not sure how many subjects I could do, other areas. But yeah, I thought it'd be kind of interesting. And for the science fiction one, I was thinking I could continue that a little bit. I could do, because I'm going to do the 10 essential books on anthologies. And then I also can easily do sort of 10 essential books on the history of the science fiction magazine. I can do 10, I should be able to do 10 essential sort of authors from the period, from classic science fiction. Again, it'll be a lot of this, keep in mind, this is sort of my take on things, and not always my favorite sometimes, because I think there's some authors that are essential that you need to read, may not necessarily be the best authors, if that makes sense. So yeah, so let me know the kind of thing, and then keep it the sort of to classic science fiction or proto science fiction. What would you like to see if it doesn't even have to be 10 essential or 10 this or 10 that. Is there anything else that you would like to see regarding classic science fiction? And to the same extent, anything that you would like to see of classic films. So, and when I use the word classic here, I'm gonna use everything. Well, science fiction, 65 and before. Film, I'll use. Well, I could even use the 1965, but I prefer to use 1960 for film. Like 1959 and before. So pre 1960. So yeah, so if there's anything there, actors, actresses, or any specific actors, actresses, or any specific silent film, or country, would you like to see just a sort of brief overview of American silent film, or American, or silent film comedy, silent film drama, silent film science fiction. Well, there you go. There are, endless possibilities there. But, I could come up with things of my own, but I don't know. I could be missing something that you, as the viewer, would like to see. And I don't mind taking sort of requests for this because it's in an area that I love and enjoy. So I don't think you're going to go wrong with suggesting something. The only thing I might say, well, I don't really have anything to show, but I should be able to cobble something together. Like I might be holding up my tablet or something like that and say that, well, see, this is the film that I'm talking about. Here's the still, or here's the book that I'm talking about. I don't have it here, or I can't even access most of my film books. But yeah, so anything like that. Along those lines, we could do it. Music too, I suppose. I have some knowledge of sort of popular music of the first, say, 30 years, up until like into the 30s of the 20th century, like Western popular music. Radio, old time radio is the type of thing. Well, actually, there might be something in the works for that. So, but do sound out below if that's something you'd be interested in, sort of old time radio uh, type of video, and what kind of video would you like? So yeah, and don't forget to check out Desert Island Books on Sunday. Episode 4 is up. There are some glitches with the with audio and video. While we were filming it, I noticed that there was sort of delays. It would be like a badly dubbed film. So yeah, how you doing? So you'd see I'd see the lips move of the person I'm speaking to, and then I'd hear the voice. So I'd wait, and then I'd talk. But the thing is, when I watched back those parts, there's no delay on the video. So there are many awkward pauses. Well, there's a few awkward pauses. Let's put it that way. But I hope you'll forgive that, and it's worked out, I think, quite well. And then I'm recording others as well for future scheduling. So it seems to be, it's got off to a good start, and I'm really pleased with it. So far, it seems to be enjoyed by many subscribers and other booktubers. So if you're a booktuber, I'll say again, please get in touch with me. I'd be interested in doing this, for you to be a castaway, because it'd be nice to get different, a variety, and the whole thing is, it's like Jason had said, it's more of, it's not so much the book that matters or your choices, it's why you're choosing. I know it's difficult to choose, but it's the stories around it. Why is this book mean something to you? And then at least with this format, I find it's a little, it's interesting because I can ask some questions or add something, and then we get a little discussion going. So yeah, so I'm enjoying so far doing them. So hopefully that it will be a long running series. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, any other questions? I do appreciate getting a few new subscribers. Anything else that you would like to see? Like, well, most people know sort of my interest. I have had a request for sort of archaeology books to talk about. The problem is I'm not reading as much nonfiction as I should be, or that I want to be, and it's because of sort of the COVID. But I think I'm sort of over that. So I think I might get into some stuff like that. But I'm not sure how to go about the archaeology because I don't have that many books here. I've got a few. I'm thinning stuff out, so a lot of the archaeology material will be going. So maybe before it goes, I will show it and talk about the authors, I suppose. I don't have any new archaeology books. These are sort of older ones, so Egyptology and things like that. So, but yeah, if that's something that I've had one or two requests for that. I'd like to do it, but I'd like to do some other things. So bear with me. So it may not come immediately if you do want to see the archaeology. And there'll be other nonfiction ones too that are sort of in the works. Thinking about this, I'm talking to another booktuber or two to sort of do a collaboration and things to talk about certain subjects in history. In it's always difficult for the nonfiction parts to do, because it's usually, for me, it's a personal thing, uh, and it's not something. My channel is not, well, it started out mostly, I guess, with nonfiction, but it's because of my COVID, uh, the long COVID and everything. The fiction has really taken off more because it's easier to do, and science fiction. So I know that's not everybody's cup of tea. So I'm hoping that I can balance it with some other material. So, and like, I'm open to any suggestions. I can say, well, yeah, I can do that, or yeah, that's something I will do, or let me work on it, or that's not for me. I don't mind if you don't mind, hearing that there's a possibility that it's not for me. Then feel free and sound out in the comments or email me. That's a simple way to do it too. If you don't want to put it in the comments, just email me. The email is down below. Anyway, I've prattled on enough here, and it's Friday, um, July 1st, which I'm a Canadian, or well, was born in Canada, and I've been told it's Canada Day. Um, yeah, so happy Canada Day to all the Canadians out there. And if you're not Canadian, why aren't you? Have a good day, BookTube, and have a good weekend reading.